Cut it. Y cultura. 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 Hey, Cultura. However you say it, that's how you say it now and forever. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am Studio Mogura. Studio Mogura. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cashapp. All donations go toward my making of my independent film, as well as my animated pilot, International Horror Association. Buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon. Chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. Buy my second novel, Hell in Heels. Story of a man helping a man and his family to escape the hell and heels, the most evil, diabolical woman, female biker gang on the land. Mature audiences only. Check out octotaco.com, my comic shop, comic blog. Check out my TeePublic with all my t-shirt designs, including the official He Cultura t-shirt. And then check out my YouTube playlist. I think that's what it is. With all my music dating back to 1999 up until my latest release, The Reflection Binds You from Seeing the Truth. Came out like a few years ago. I don't remember anymore. I really gotta fix the pitch with the Hell in Heels, because I really haven't done it anymore, and I really don't talk to anybody about it because no one's told me it was good or bad. I have no idea. I put the book out. I don't even know if people have bought it. I don't think people have bought it. It sucks, It was a 7-year journey with that book, from the moment that I conceived the idea and I actually started putting it to paper, and I wrote the screenplay. And then I was pitching the screenplay, and I went through all the shit with the screenplay, which was crazy. And then ultimately I was like, well, I want to write other things. I want to pitch other things, but I don't want this story to not ever be seen. So let me just convert it to a novel. And boom, I did that. And, getting it out is crazy accomplishment. But getting people to notice it has been so difficult, Like, I really wish there were more people who were just willing to just take a chance. Like, if they follow you, especially on, like, social media, like, I don't understand. You're following somebody on social media, and like, I get that, like, the reason that I don't buy other people's shit is because I don't got the money. If I literally wasn't living paycheck to paycheck, and I had extra money to just spend on people, I would just buy shit from all the people that I follow, because they make great shit. And so I completely, totally understand. Which is why I guess, like, you just gotta keep going out there. Look, I haven't transitioned. Sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. And I had it set up and everything, ready to go, but I was looking at the wrong screen like an idiot. But yeah, so it's just been a struggle to get that off the ground. Hopefully I gotta just drill it. That's what I'm gonna do it with TikTok now, even though TikTok is fascist talk now. But you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm gonna use it, bro. I'm gonna use all these things just to see if I can just get extra flow. Because if they're gonna make it available for people, especially now that Instagram is like trying to like get creators to to go there, and now they're they're incentivizing people and letting people monetize their accounts, like TikTok. It's just like, and it's kind of stupid, to be honest with you, what they're doing, because it's an obvious kind of like attempt to try and pull people away from TikTok, right? And like I had mentioned this before, um, it makes no sense to not monetize every single account on Threads. Like, forget Instagram, right? Like, forget Instagram, forget everything else. Like, leave Facebook and Instagram the way that it is. And that's another thing that I have to say. It is absolutely so stupid that we are living in a time where, like, every social media platform is essentially the same, especially with Facebook. Like, how is it that Facebook, like, that's why I got to imagine at some point Facebook is going to collapse, because it's going to kind of eat itself alive, but more so it's just going to like create so many redundant things that it really feels like a .com kind of thing now. Just Facebook itself, not the internet. The internet was like, when the internet started, there was like the whole .com phenomenon, which is like people were making millions just doing, whatever stupid website, and then all of a sudden, like, all of the stupid websites, like, went away because people stopped using them, and so there was a huge crash and it was a bubble. And it's like Facebook has literally become that, because they've got Facebook, they've got Instagram, and now they have Threads. Okay, and it's kind of insane how at one point those three platforms were significantly different. Like at the beginning of Threads was like strictly just like text, photos, and a little video thing that you could do. And it was just trying to emulate the whole more text based, like share your thoughts kind of thing, not just really share reels or share your video or share your picture. It gave you the ability to show your picture and show your video in the like pretty quickly, and that for me is helpful because I like to share my art, I like to share my music, I like to share my films and my animations and stuff. So that's why I need the video and I need the thing. But it's it got essentially polluted with the whole real shit, which is like this weird kind of clockwork orangey, like you yourself strap yourself down to wherever you're at, your bed, your chair, your car, I don't know, wherever you're sitting, and you just kind of like load up on this thing and you're just scrolling aimlessly forever. And it's very hamster wheel like. And that's why, like, a lot of times I've never really got into TikTok because of that. Like, I never wanted to really make videos for TikTok because that would encourage me to be on TikTok and just look at other shit on TikTok. And then I can see the power of TikTok, how TikTok is it's like mini television, channel surfing. That's basically what TikTok is. It's just channel surfing, and it's so funny because back in the day, you would get yelled at for channel surfing, and channel surfing is essentially just switching channels. Like you're not giving really much time to absorb what it is that you're watching. You're just like, you watch it for like 2 or 3 minutes and then you switch channel. And like that would happen with people who had like, well, at first it started with like cable, because from just regular air, free to air, like channels, it's like you had only like maybe 20 options, 20 channels, right? You had like the channels that were were from channel 4 channel to channels 10, and then you have public access between channel 10 and channel 20, and then you sometimes had like the other other like broadcast networks that were like channel 33 and stuff that were up and whatever. They were just a network that like was like pre-WB. WB was a baby or something like that. Think of that, like not like the studio itself, but actually like the TV kind of network. And so it would just, you'd have that. And so when basic cable came on, that was just so many more channels that you would just sit on basic cable, and like you had 50. Now you had 50 to 100 channels. And then it went to like 200 channels, and you would just sit there and just flip channels, flip channels, flip channels, because you go to MTV, you go to CNN, you go to this, and you do that today. But that kind of stopped with the streaming, because the streaming, you just kind of like stay in one kind of spot, and you just watch a whole show. Like the show itself became the network. Um, and then like what's happening is we're now adopting that whole like concept of the hamster wheel, you know, channel surfing, but even further within streaming, where it's just like before there was a really great the focus was making great content, but you kind of feel like there is an attraction to start creating bad content and pushing bad, stupid, mindless content more than, hey, let's do this great movie or a great series. They're still making the great series and the great movies. That's not to say that they're not doing that, but it just you can kind of smell it in the air, where they're noticing how people are very hamster wheel. Like there's not much. People don't want to think anymore. They just kind of want to absorb. They want to forget, and they want to and for all the things we say about how drugs are bad, and how we say that, oh, like cocaine is bad for you because it does this, and heroin is bad for you because it does this. Like there has, in the 40 years of just being on this planet and seeing how things play out, like the one of the most powerful drugs and powerful weapons and tools I've ever that there is television. It's television and film and entertainment. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, like, oh, get rid of all TV. No, I mean, like, we could use it for great things, and we have used it for great things, but we seemingly kind of got too comfortable with the things that entertain us, and and things that, like, oh, distract us. Just like football. We really didn't need to bring football back during the pandemic. I don't mean forever. I mean just during pandemic. Like when by the time we could have gone without it. We didn't really need to have a bubble finals and put these guys in Disney and still play out the NBA season. Like we didn't really need to do that. We could have just waited till fucking COVID was over and then everybody come back. We could have done that. We could have done that if we were patient. We were smarter. If we were just a little bit more empathetic. If we were more concerned about ending this thing and ending it the right way than getting what you want, which is like a cheese sandwich and a haircut. Like if we were more concerned about the overall rather than the selfish, more concerned about the forest instead of that one particular tree. Like we might have, things might be different, but we're heading into something of a hellscape, and it's been something that I personally have seen coming just since 9/11. And even at 9/11, like I saw 9/11 coming since Desert Storm, and I was like a fucking 10-year-old at then. And so when 9/11 happened to me in college, I was like shocked that it happened, but at the same time, bueno, this is a long time coming, because we've been fucking with people so long. And then to see the way that it was just seemingly monetized and turned into this machine, so that we could always just every year increase the military budget, and every year increase police budgets, and every year increase control, increase fear, increase the idea that there's terror out there, increase the idea that there's some just threat like at a border out there, and a brown or dark-skinned black person is the person who is the threat. That just got every year, and we haven't even reached Trump at this point. That I'm thinking, I'm still in like my George Bush years. How they were to Muslims, how they were to Hispanics. I mean, they've been to Hispanics, and then now it's like, and then you got Obama, and everybody was like, oh, this is all fixed, and it's like, the lesson to be learned is that it's never gonna get fixed with one guy. Okay, like America is a problem that is not gonna be fixed with one guy. It's gonna be multiple guys having to maintain generations of this kind of thought, the same way that Republicans have to held on to people in this country. Like, people have held on to them because it's like conservative thought is a thing that is mixed in with religion, that was a founding kind of, I don't want to say a founding force for this country, because it wasn't like religion was everybody was, it wasn't like everyone was religious, but I mean, you can't deny that, like, people got kicked out of fucking England because they were fucking practicing the religion. They don't want that shit there, so they sent them here. And then that kind of had like its own little like spark, and there's still so many people that don't have those same beliefs, but that shit just kind of like kept the fire, and nobody ever put it out, because we didn't want to put it out. We didn't, why? We didn't want to be assholes. This is the place that you come and you have freedom of all kind. You can practice whatever freedom, whatever religion you want, no problem. We're hanging out, everybody together on the block. This is what this place was supposed to be. This place is supposed to be like the utopia, the melting pot utopia. And it's like, as the years go on and as I get older, I never expected that the United States would ultimately just turn into Jonestown, where everyone's just following this like insane person, and everybody knows this person is insane. And I had always thought that George Bush was really like fucked up, but I didn't think it could get worse than that, to be honest with you. I mean, like, I never expected people to be like, yeah, we're gonna back Trump and expect him to do something. Like, it would have told me that as a kid, I would have laughed at you. Like, that's not true. What, you want me to talk about the Heat? What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about the Heat for? You want to know what the Heat? Oh, get rid of Jimmy Butler. There we go. Okay, we talked about the Heat. Are you happy? I mean, that's why I fucking hate this shit. Because it's like, yeah, I can talk about the Heat for 45 fucking minutes, but it's not really what's kind of been bugging me or been on my mind. I could talk about how this game, went to shit, and how they blew this fucking lead, and they had a good energy in the beginning, and then they fucking crapped the bed like they always crap every third quarter. Look, they fucking benched Bam and Butler. This is just something they should have done literally like fucking 5 games ago. They should have benched both of those fuckers. Like, both of them. Both of them. They should have benched both of them and put them at the end of the bench. Both of them. At least 5 games ago. I would have done it. And this guy is just, I don't care anymore. I really wanted it to work. I really wanted to try to keep Butler here because I really like Butler, man. Butler's cool, bro. I'm not worried about the impact that we're gonna do. It's not that. I like the guy. I feel he belongs here. And it's like this whole thing that he brought up. Oh no, I don't like it here. It's like, okay, you know what? At this point, get the fuck out of here. Bye. I don't want to deal with it no more. If you guys want to deal with it, we'll deal with it, man. But really, me personally, I don't care. I don't care. You want to get rid of him? Get rid of him. You want to keep him? Keep him. I don't care anymore. But do something. Do something. Because if you're benching his ass in the fourth fucking quarter, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's up with this team. I don't know why there's and this to me is just like chemistry and mojo, and Bam has been neutered. There's no other way to say it. He's just been neutered. He's he just came back from the vet, and como le hicieron así. And he's been like that all season, so I don't know what to tell you. So it's funny that they give him the ring to the Olympic shit tonight. And it's like, oh, wow, maybe this will remind him that he's a fucking badass player. But no, he didn't. So I don't know what to tell you anymore. I'm ready. I'm done. I don't have time for this, bro. We don't have time for this. We gotta fix this. Because, again, we have good players. These players have talent. These players know how to do this. We've been here before. There's experience on this team, even with Ware and stuff. Even with Joaquez, we're experienced enough that we can go through it. But this team just is like missing something. And I understand Hero wasn't in today. We get it. He contributes literally nearly 30 points a game. I understand completely. But there's enough talent on this team that we should have been okay. And were we? No, not even close. So at this point, do what you got to do. Pull the trigger. Okay? But let me tell you something. You don't send his fucking ass to nobody that can contend. Like hell, you send him to Phoenix. Like hell, you send him to Milwaukee. Okay? No. The only place you send him is whoever has the worst record in the league. You send it to him. You send him to them, and you ask for the lottery pick. Whoever's got the top lottery pick, whoever's staring at that right now, that's who you make the deal with. And you send Butler there, and you tell them whatever lottery pick you guys get at the end of the season, that's what we get. But you gotta get a lottery. You gotta lose. If not, then you owe us like a fuck ton of money. You owe us the contract back. I don't know. Think of something. But this whole idea of everybody trying to make it happen where he goes to Phoenix, that's bullshit. I don't want him going to Phoenix. He doesn't deserve to go to fucking Phoenix. Why does Jimmy Butler deserve to go somewhere so that he can win a title? Because he's a good player. He's a player. He put a lot of work into it. Yeah, he put a lot of work into their shit. Ain't nobody deserved a title more than the Heat. Because the Knicks haven't won one? No, I don't care. That's not my problem. And you would say the same thing if you were in my position or if I were in your position. If I was a Knicks fan, if I was a Boston fan, if I was a Cleveland fan, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care about other teams winning. I care about the Miami Heat winning. So either he stays and he actually starts to contribute, or, you just send him home, bro. Tell him to stay home. You don't get to go anywhere. You don't get to play nobody. We're just going to keep you on the contract. Here. Sorry. Or you can play. And you can play good and try and get us into the playoffs and try and, do good this year. But don't tell me this guy's not sabotaging the shit and he's not purposely doing things that, are hurting the team. Don't tell me. When we're losing games like this, when we're losing to teams that we normally handled last season, no problem. This is not something new. If you actually watched the Miami Heat, you would have seen that last year they had last year they had a problem. They couldn't beat anybody of significance. They only beat the shitty teams. And the year before that, what do you want? They went to the finals, man, and they went to the finals as an 8 seed. It was like a joke almost. It was like nobody believed in them. That was their year. That was the year that they were supposed to win. But guess what? They couldn't. They could not stop Jamal Murray. They could not stop Jokic. Whose fault is that? Oh, because we didn't get you Kevin Durant this year, so it would have been a lot easier to beat Denver? Is that really what your excuse is? Your excuse to me is that because the Miami Heat didn't trade for Damian Lillard, for Kevin Durant, for like the top 3 player in the league. One of the top 3 players, one of the top 4 players, one of the top 5 players in the league. That they didn't trade whatever they had to get that one guy so that they basically pair him up with Bam and Butler. And that's it. Because you got rid of Hero, you got rid of all your other good guys because you needed to make this important trade. And then somehow we magically make it to the end. I mean, it's just crazy how greedy not only we become, but also greedy how the Miami Heat made people greedy. How greedy are people in the media? How greedy are fans? How greedy are you, bro? Because it's like, come on. Like, they didn't have Kevin Durant. They didn't have any of those, just that other guy. And they made it to the end. They had a shot. But the reality is they played somebody that was better. Butler at that time, for as great as he was, guess what? He wasn't the best player in the league. He wasn't better than Jamal Murray. And he wasn't better than Joker. Come on. So what is there to talk about? Sometimes guys lose. And it's not because, oh, well, we didn't have Kevin Durant. No. It's because you were meant to lose. This is it. I mean, if they win, it's like one of the greatest miracles. It's like Yankees coming back on Boston kind of thing, you know? 8 seed, running through all the hardest teams and then just wiping the floor with them and then beating Denver like that. I mean, it would have been an amazing story, man. But I'm not surprised that it came to an end at the feet of Denver. Did you not see them when they played us a couple games ago? They beat the living hell out of us. Again. We are not better than them. Even if everybody was playing at their top game, we are not better than them. It's just, you know how we get better than Denver? We get Jokic to come to Miami. We get Jamal Murray to come to Miami. Is that the trade that's going to happen all of a sudden magically? Without us ever giving up anything, any of our really good players? Because you're talking about going into to this finals, to the playoffs, to this thing with like everybody that we have now. That's how it works. It's not that we give up Hero and trade Bam and because we want to get them because that one guy is worth 3 guys. It's not how it works anymore. The NBA has completely changed because the 3 is now a common shot. The 3 was never a common shot. It was not a shot growing up that you'd see guys take. Like, there was a time where getting fouled doing a 3-pointer for a 4-point play was as rare as like a perfect game. It's as rare as a no-hitter. There was a time where literally fouling a 3-point shooter and it going and it's a 4-point play, that like never happened. That like happened like once a season. How many times does that happen now in a game? Like, there was a time that it would just happen once in, if all the teams were playing one night, it would happen in one game, maybe. Now, it happens, like, in every game at least, like, once a quarter. It has changed, man. It has changed, man. It doesn't matter if you have all these guys, man, because it's like, yeah, there's better people in better positions. And this is where the road that we're at. So if you think that, oh, well, you want to win? Well, you're going to have to do something super extreme. Can you do something super extreme? I don't think you can. So what are we talking about here? Okay, well then get yourself in the position where you can do something super extreme. That takes time. That takes commitment. That takes all these guys understanding, okay, well, we're going to stick it out and we're going to rough it out until it's our moment to strike where we can get someone good. But now this guy does, when that moment's coming around, it's like, oh, no, I want to leave. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Okay, well, fine. Get the fuck out of here then. Thank you very much for everything. It was a nice ride. We appreciate it. But go find somebody else since, there's obviously someone better for you. And what we need to learn is that, you know what? We need to let Butler go because there is someone better for us. It's the same thing that you would say in a relationship that you're breaking up with a toxic person. No, you know what? It's not me. It's you. You're the one ruining my life. So this would be better for me. Look at how we have Ware. Look at how we have Hero. Look at how we have Duncan. Look at how we have Bam, look at we have Highsmith. Look at we have Wildcats. Look at we have guys. Add 1 or 2 more guys, and we should be pretty good. Good enough to at least get into the playoffs. Good enough to maybe get out of the first round. But these guys, for sure, if they're playing cohesive, they're playing at their top of the level, if they're playing like they really want to win this, dude, what are we talking about here? But it's obvious that this guy wants out of here. This guy's making a stink. This guy's making drama. This guy's this. This guy's that. I mean, okay, then get the hell out of here, bro. Get him out of here. We're wasting time. I wanted to keep him. I wanted to make him suffer. I wanted to put him on the bench and just make him watch the whole fucking time. But he's poisoning everybody around him. He's bringing he must be bringing everybody down. He must be such a downer. You see him on the bench and he's like, it's so obvious that he's just being a dick. You know, for as nice as I'm sure he is, on the bench, the body language is so horrendous. So horrendous. Everybody else standing up clap, he's sitting giving a golf clap. Like, I'm not asking you to do jumping jacks and backflips. I'm just asking you to, you know, cheer on your homies a little bit better, bro. Show us that you really do care about these guys. But he doesn't. He doesn't respect anybody on this team. He thinks he's better than everybody on this team. And let me tell you, this is not... I don't care what he says, man. This is not Minnesota. This ain't the 76ers. Okay? Go wherever you're going to go and win your title. I hope we meet you there. We meet you there. I hope that you have to beat us to win the title. That's all I can hope for. You know, I hoped that we would get a shot at LeBron one more time, and look how it turned out. Yeah, sure, it took a pandemic and the bubble and stuff, but hey, we got a shot at LeBron again. We got our moment where, hell, you know, the Heat back in the finals against LeBron. That was a moment. That was beautiful story structure. I mean, that was the universe working at its best. I mean, that's with all the shit that's happening around and COVID and this, people dying and stuff like that, losing friends. Fuck. Still, you had that, and that was like, wow, that's crazy. After everything that happened with LeBron and the Heat. So I don't mind. Go. The universe will work itself out. It always does. That's why with this whole shit, I gotta believe that the universe is gonna correct itself. You know, it may take 1,000 years, Bene Gesserit style. You know, searching for the one, Muad'Dib. But we'll get there. Takes 10 more years, we will get there. Maybe not in my lifetime. I don't care. Fine, cool. Wasn't in the lifetime of a lot of people back in the 20s and 30s. Wasn't in the lifetime of a lot of people during World War II. I know it happens, man. So be it. But the universe corrects itself, and fascism is something that never lasts. Never. You're never going to convince the greater populace that fascism is the way to go. Misinformation will get you far. Misinformation will get you, like, you know, sure, but at some point, it all blows up in your face. It's going to blow up in Russia's face. And it's going to blow up in Trump's face. And you know, heaven help that he takes the United States down with him. Because that's what psychopaths do. That's what Putin's going to do. When the red dot's on his forehead, ooh, he's going to take everybody down. So that's really what I'm worried about. And I'm not going to worry about Trump and Musk and shit. Fuck them. You know? I already did that shit. I already saw this series. I know how it's going to go. They're going to be assholes. They're going to be assholes to everybody, kick everybody out, be total dicks. The only people that this is going to really truly affect are the motherfuckers that literally at some point thought this never was going to happen. That they didn't think that when they fucking fucked over Biden that was a good idea. The chicken shit out of that instead of just backing our man and just Kamala would get in there, but just make sure you get the fucking White House. And no, oh no, we want change, we want to do this, we want to, yeah, that's been Kamala, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I love women, man. I love my women moment, but what do you want me to do, bro? 0-2. Go ask what happens to teams in the NFL that start the season 0-2. What are their playoff chances? I hate to break it down to that, but you know, this is the kind of society that you're dealing with, and a lot of you don't understand that. A lot of you don't understand that. Most of the dudes on here are literally football mentality, and none of you are like, get that shit. That's how they approach everything, and then the football mentality is literally influenced by the military. That's what this country is. You know, this country, a small portion of this country has made the whole thing about football, about Christianity, and about war, the military. That's what the world knows us by. Whose fault is that? The fault of the Christians and conservatives and Republicans who are getting to do what they want? They don't see that it's their fault because everything's great and hunky-dory for them. No, man. Liberals are at fault here, bro. For not being woke enough. For all the wokeness that people call liberals, dude, you were asleep. A lot of you are still asleep. A lot of you still think that this shit's not gonna get really that bad. A lot of you still think that, you know, this isn't gonna since they had it the first time wasn't a trial run. Like, you don't see it that way. The first time was a trial run. And they knew that whether they're gonna get in with Trump or they're gonna get in with one of his kids. And let me tell you something, this shit's gonna go on for a long time. A long time. A long fucking time. Okay? Because you gotta go through this fucking asshole. You gotta go through the first son asshole, the second son asshole, and now you gotta go through fucking little Baron. And you better believe Ivanka at some point is gonna try her share at that shit. And who else is the Republicans gonna throw at us? Ted Cruz Jr.? Come on, guys. Come on, girls. Come on, them. Come on, people. There's not really a much to say else about the Heat. You know, it's just whatever, dude. They suck. They suck. Get rid of Butler. Fuck them. Moving on. Let's just start anew with this new crew. Really put Bam in the spotlight and let him know, look, you gotta step up, and if you don't step up, you're done, because we're gonna put Ware in your place. And Jovic right now he's proven he's moving up fast, man. That he's proven to be better than Bam. Maybe Bam's time is done. I don't want to think so, because I feel like Bam is still young. He's not even 30, I don't think. So it's like, come on, we should be getting the best out of Bam right now, but we're not getting anything. We aren't getting nothing from him at all. So what do you want me to do? Broken record? I literally just said that already like 3 times already. But you want more? No, I want more. Eat stuff. You gotta talk politics. You people suck. I don't know. All I know is sometimes some people have to walk through the wall to know that and learn that you can't walk through a wall because it's literally a wall. You know, and I always thought that the first attempt would teach people, oh, you can't walk through a wall. I never really imagined someone would start to throw themselves against the wall over and over and over repeatedly until they actually broke through the wall, while at the same time breaking their face and like completely crushing it, like to nothing. Like we're like, you know, it's like caved in. And you're like, at the end. squirting like blood. But hey, you know, you broke through the wall, so you proved me wrong, but you got no face now. I guess it worked out. I don't know what to tell you, man. There isn't much else to say, both in regards to the state of this sports franchise and the state of this country. I feel there's some kind of synergy happening between them where the disaster, like impending doom vibe that our nation is dealing with is something similar that the Miami Heat are dealing with, which is like they have this impending doom and this guy that's just fucking it up, but they just, you know, don't want to pull the trigger on this guy. They don't want to like get rid of this guy, and it's just like, but just get rid of him, bro, because the sooner you get rid of him, the sooner we can just move on from him. You know, and it's just that's like the quintessential thing you do with a toxic relationship. You just cut the person off. Fuck it, just cut it off. That's it. That's it. Don't even look back. And it's really disappointing that we are even here. It's just we could have easily not been here. You know, they could have easily not chosen fascism. And it's just this weird thing that's just, how did so many people fall for it? How did so many people just give in to this stupid sentiment deep down inside that it's like they are jealous, they are spiteful, and they are I hate to use the word salty, but that's a lot of these people are that. And, you know, their desire to get rich quick is just driving other people to get rich quick, and they don't realize that if everybody was rich, I mean, it would mean that nobody was really rich, you know. And it's just like the more that people start making and the more that people, corporations know that people have, they're just gonna keep raising their prices, dude. And ultimately, like, what media is gonna do is media is gonna make it seem like because of, like, you know, the 1% turns into, like, you know, 5%. They're gonna make it seem like everything is great, but it's just gonna be more people who are just evil and hoarding money. And so it's not gonna be better. It's gonna be like way worse. It's gonna be way worse because it's gonna be a lot harder to stop these people, because you're gonna have to go through different. Before, you only had to go through like 2 or 3 guys. That's it. Everything would be fine. Now you gotta go through, you know, 200 or 300 guys. It's so dumb, so dumb. They didn't even need to be there. These guys could have literally be. These guys could be rebuilding LA, in their own vision. With and it just basically not cost them anything. And they're like, nah, you know what? We're gonna just watch everything burn. And it's just so gross, man. It's so. God, it's shocking. It's really shocking. It's really shocking the way that we've gone backward. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, who they pay? I think they play Milwaukee next. So who gives a shit about that? They're gonna lose that game for sure, especially if Hero doesn't play. And with a groin injury, I'm pretty sure Hero's not gonna play. You know, Hero probably won't play the next, like, you know, 3 or 4 games or something like that. That's how it always turns out, and whatever, something you can do. This is what you get, man. Downer he Cultura, because, you know, I'm gonna jump for joy for you. I mean, literally, we have fascists running the country and the Heat sucking. What do you want? What do you want from me? Okay, I ain't giving you the song and dance, man. I'm just not, bro. I mean, get out of here with that. This was ridiculous. You know, and at this point, it's just blatantly obvious that this team needs a really big change, and that you want to change that. But just don't, you know, I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and see this motherfucker is like playing with Kevin Durant. Fuck that. He doesn't deserve that shit. For all the shit that Butler's done, I don't give a fuck, man. He doesn't deserve that shit. No way. Send him to Siberia. Send him to go play with like the Alaskan G League. You know, send him to the G League. Why don't we just send Butler to the G League? Like, can we do that? Does anybody know if we can send Butler to the G League? And just tell him to go back to the G League and pay him a fucking like $30,000 or some shit like that? I don't know, man, because está de pinga la cosa, bro. This guy's a fucking asshole. He is, bro. I mean, tell me you're not. What do you want me to do, bro? Give me a reason to not call you an asshole, bro. Show me that you still want to be here, but you don't want to be here. You're not even playing hard. You're not. You're not. It's obvious, man. It's obvious. I'm not the only one that sees it. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to see it. I want to believe, oh, no, he's just like, you know, that's just how it is. But no, you know it. This team would be way better if he was putting in effort. We wouldn't. Come on. He's not even trying to steal the ball. He's not even trying to play defense. He's just out there being a dick. And at this point, I don't know why Spo's even starting him. I don't know, like, you know, I had hoped for him to be the point guard and put him in there and give him 40 fucking minutes. Just fuck it. Grind him. But I don't know what they're doing. Seems like a waste now at this point. I may or may not give you the next one. If it's a good game in Milwaukee, if we do something, if something amazing happens, maybe I will. But I don't know, bro. Because it becomes more of this. It just becomes me talking about other topics. And not even really, like, giving a crap about the Heat. Because it's just, I'm not going to sit there and go through bullshit stats and go through what was the reason why we lost this game. We lost this game because we sucked. That's the reason. Okay? That's the reason. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to do. We suck. Do you understand that? I know it's hard to understand, but it's the truth. And it's best that we accept it. That right now, at this current incarnation, this team sucks. And something has to give. Okay? Something has to give. There's nothing else you could say. Okay? So, with that, don't freak out. Just freak out.